Well, hello and welcome to the Investor Pitch Day. My name is Peter and I'm a partner to Preen Factory, which is a London-based pre-seed and seed venture capital fund. We have an accelerator program and we're supporting the next wave of purposeful early-stage tech startups with diverse team and conscious founders. So this June month, we have a privilege to host 10 female startups across different sectors. Each founder will have 5 minutes to present, and then I will be sharing an email afterwards with all of you with all the details, decks, and where you can get in direct touch with these amazing founders directly. So if you want also to find out more or get in touch, you can do so at supremefactory.net. And now, without any further ado, I would like to invite to the stage, hold on, let me just see. If we have, yeah, we have. Sujata is with us. Hello, Sujata.
Hi, Peter.
Welcome to the Investor Pitch Day. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Let me just share my screen. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. Peter, can you see my screen?
Hold on. Yeah, could you please share it again?
Yeah, let me do it now.
It's great that, you know, we're all techie people and sometimes this happens even though we did test it. So it happens to the best of us, I guess. So do we have your screen?
There we go.
No. Yes,
yes.
We do. Amazing.
Perfect. Right, well, I'm glad that worked. So nice to meet you, everybody. My name is Sujata. I'm the founder and CEO of You've Got This. I started this business after a career in financial services. I worked mainly with HSBC, where I launched fintech products and partnerships in 8 countries. I'm now part of the founding team of You've Got This, and I have a team of experienced professionals working alongside me, my CTO, Stephen, who's built the platform, and our new head of sales and business development, Molly, who comes from the recruitment background. Together, the 3 of us have built and launched products in 8 markets. We have worked in the recruitment space. We have scaled businesses to millions in revenue, and we've also had a partial exit. So now what brings me to this business and why am I doing this? Well, what we've built is a fintech and a future of work combination where we realize that Angela Strange from A16Z says every startup has the potential to become a fintech. And what we see is this kind of bridging of the 2 worlds of fintech and the future of work, where we can use open banking and various tools to nudge people to take on work based on their financial situation. At the same time, we know that there are businesses who typically go to companies like Upwork or Fiverr and these kind of platforms to take on short-term project work early on in the business. Separately, later on in the line, they may choose to go down a separate recruitment process where they're asked to pay upfront recruitment fees up to about 20-25% to hire somebody on a full-time employment contract. So we see an opportunity in the middle of this where we're bringing together people who have the expertise, local market knowledge, and availability to work with the business with the potential to have a long-term relationship and potentially become the first early team members of the business. So who are our professionals? So our professionals are individuals with years of experience who are falling out of the workforce, seeking flexibility and purpose. This is a big trend, particularly on the back of coronavirus, where we're seeing people really thinking about what they want to do and how they want to use their time. And we see that as one of the elements where we can use AI and technology to really optimize the purpose, the meaningfulness of the work, and also the availability and the time that when somebody's free. That is relevant for people, for example, like young parents who want to take on something, around the school hours, or somebody who's been in their career longer and is now looking to kind of give back or work flexibly 1 or 2 days a week. So I won't spend too much time on the numbers here because we don't have much time, but happy to talk through that more in details. But really just to focus on the solution. So the AI optimization and the platform that we've built really focuses on bringing together the matching. So the skilled, flexible talent matching based on mission and goals, and using the technology to help generate invoice and payments to both parties. So we help generate the invoice and we help them facilitate the payment. That encourages people to solicit work through our platform, and so they have that security of that, and we then allow them to manage their progress and track them. So the gamification element of tracking against goals. Here's a quick visual, a good example of a case study. I need a product manager now. I haven't really got the time to do a 3-month recruitment process. I really want somebody who can be up and running next week, and that's where we come in. And then you can hire them on an employment contract as and when the time is right and you have the funding or runway to do that. We have a diverse user base. So with this proposition, we've been able to attract 56% of our users as women. We have just under 300 users on the platform currently. And our team is made up of, as I said, a very experienced team across business, technology, and sales. We have an advisor from Netflix who is advising us on the data and AI. This is just a quick visual there of some of the professionals on the platform where they've worked before and the kind of skills that they have. So really we're focusing on the business skills as opposed to, say, graphic design or technology, where we've seen other players come in and offer this kind of matching platform. And here's a quick visual of what a profile looks like. You can see that the UX is something we've focused a lot on. We've made it really simple and easy to use. And we enable you to find somebody for sales, for finance, product, marketing. So really focusing on the elements where the startups really need help, giving them some suggestions of types of things that they can look for on the platform. So we have an exciting roadmap ahead. We're really looking to grow and to kind of address a very large underserved markets in the SME space. Typically, our customers tend to have less than 50 employees at this point, where they're not ready to go to an outside recruiter or hire an HR person. And you can just see here some quick numbers on our user base, and we're really looking at this kind of repeat engagement from businesses. So really thinking about, when somebody comes to the platform, how can we re-engage them with somebody else if they come for sales? Can we then show them finance and marketing and so on? So we get that recurring revenue. There's a little bit more about our positioning, and then just on our go-to-market. So our go-to-market is very much about partnerships. We are focusing on big communities with large entrepreneurs numbers. So we started with some of the accelerators like London and Partners and NatWest, and we're having conversations with bigger organizations. We see co-working space as a big opportunity for us as well to integrate within their partner network. And then on the professional side, we're speaking to companies like HSBC and London Business School. So I think that's I'll leave it there because I think we're tight for time, but happy to take any questions separately or after this and talk through some of the aspects of the product roadmap in more detail. Thank you.
Sujata, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. I have a question for you. How much are you raising at the moment?
So we're looking to raise about 200,000, and will just get us up and to the next stage of our revenue goals. Really mostly going on the tech side and on the sales.
Amazing. Well, you heard it from Sujata. Thank you so much, and the best of luck. Up next, we have Dr. Shama Raman, who's going to present a NeuroCreate. Shama, welcome.
Thank you very much, Petar. Very happy to be here. So I hope my screen will also share, I think. There we go. We're getting there. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Absolutely, yes.
So
Thank you.
Do that. Hello, everybody. So I'm the founder of NeuroCreate, and our vision is to enhance your mind to be creative, productive, and happy. So my background, I have an interdisciplinary PhD in the neuroscience of creativity. I'm a creative technologist within AI, and I have more than 15 years of experience in the creative industries. Creativity is not a nice to have. It's actually critical to survive in today's world, and listed as number 3 in the top 10 skills to have for 2021, according to the World Economic Forum. Creative companies outperform on business performance indicators. And actually, Deloitte has identified creative thinking and flexibility as one of the top skills for 2021. And yet, current education and training are focused more on core subject rote learning designed for repetitive work and related to the Industrial Revolution. So what do? Creativity is clearly the new productivity. On the left-hand side, you can also see that creative...
So sorry, Shama, to interrupt you. Could you please just maybe go out of your full screen mode?
Sure.
Yes, that would be amazing. And you could just present this way. I think it's much easier because otherwise it's black screen. Thank you. Please continue.
No problem. Cool. And you can see that on the left-hand side, this is actually the Institute for Advertising, showing that creatively awarded adverts actually win greater revenue for their the brands that they're representing. So how do we actually enable this creative thinking and flexibility? Through a solution that is neuroscientifically designed. So here you actually see the neural biomarkers that accompany the different states of creativity throughout a whole process, including my own work on the right-hand side when you get to the creative flow state, and actually AI-driven. So we've actually created a digital platform that takes you through all the different stages of creative thinking through an interactive mind mapping and brainstorming tool that gives you suggestions from 183 million semantic sources of culture, lifestyle, science, technology, experience, design. It gives you lots of suggestions in order to expand your concept space around particular topics, and also gives you inspiration using different digital design thinking tools. And it also enables you to see overall patterns by analyzing everything that you've actually ideated on in order to get you to your actionable insights and get you to your flow state. And when I say we, who are we? The team consists of myself, as I mentioned. I also have experience within human-computer interfaces and also brain-computer interfaces. I'm joined by my CTO, who's a data scientist and a platform engineer, and a stellar sort of advisory group, including Professor Marcus de Sotoy, who's a forefront in AI and creativity from the Oxford University, and Dr. David Fowle from DeepMind, and Professor Peter Childs from the Royal College of Art and Imperial College of Design and Engineering. Our business model with this innovator is a B2B software as a service, both for companies and freelancers. We have had traction so far amongst creative agencies, strategy agencies, sort of 360 digital and branding agencies. And you can see 9 of them over here. We've also had over 100 freelancer trial sort of feedback. And this is some of the recognition we've got. We've been featured in Forbes, selected as one of the top 100 UK creative technology companies, received a shortlist for the RSA Awards. And this is all the testimonials that our users have so far said. It's like a second brain. It normally takes us a week to walk around a strategy, but with your tool, we can implement this after 45 minutes. Augmented intelligence, interesting to use in AI to find ideas that our biased minds find hard to come up with. So, really honing down who is our sort of target audience and market here. These are creative strategists and content creators who spend a great deal of their time on research, ideation, and strategy. And there's often delays and variability in quality when you have a high workload sort of a related stress, having to do loads and loads of briefs every single day, whether you feel like, you're on top of the game every single day, whether you know enough about this particular topic. And this leads to an operating profit margin actually having fallen from 12% to 9.9%. So this is the sort of target group we're going for at the beginning. This is our sort of beachhead market. And not only that, there has been a COVID impact also on creativity. In fact, the Financial Times has highlighted, that there is a creativity crisis caused by this sort of remote working sort of situation where you're not stimulated, say, by your collaborators and colleagues within the work. And in general, it turns out 37% of people want to actually retain this sort of flexible working style, working from home as well. So our market strategy, as I mentioned, our beachhead market is a creative technology entry into the creative industries. And this will allow us eventually to get to not only the global enterprise and collaboration market, but also the well-being in the workplace market, because we are targeting a future of work, looking at how to reduce your stress, enabling you to actually hit your your stride and your productivity goals, whilst also helping enhance your mind. And so this, again, are the numbers. Happy to go into this again with further questions in terms of our market size. We are raising 750,000, out of which we are eligible for SEIs for 140,000. So please do come and speak to us, whether you are angels and or sort of institutional investors. Our product roadmap essentially will allow us, including sort of sales people that we're going to be hiring through this raise, to break even by the end of 2022. So as I mentioned, we have our innovator. We also have the ability to detect your creative flow states from wearables. And our aim is to actually calibrate and gamify this using this sort of classifier to really know how to get you into your creative flow state by the way that we suggest things to you, by the gamification and human-computer sort of interaction that actually occurs. Not only will we be able to have a more improved and optimized and personalized SaaS offering, we'll also be able to have an API for this flow classification in order to license this. And this will allow us to go into, as I mentioned, from our beachhead creative industries market to the wider knowledge sector. So we're in the future of work. We're looking at Industry 5.0, how we have AI and human collaboration to really augment creative work processes and enhance the creative mental state. And we are addressing a number of UNSD goals. This is us, our USP, AI and biometrics in design, amplifying human capabilities and enhancing the mental states. And I'd like you to really feel this feeling of when we are in flow, we improve our productivity, our well-being, and creativity.
Thank you, Shama. Just amazing. There you go, Shama Raman from NeuroCreate. So again, you're raising 750K. Is that right?
That's right.
You have already some of it committed, don't you?
That's right. Yes. And we're looking at sort of having two sort of milestones to that: our SEIS sort of chunk, and then the rest after that as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time and presentation today. Okay, up next we have Oti from Vimma. Oti is with us. Oti, the stage is yours. Please share your screen and we are ready to go.
Hi, Peter. Thanks a lot. Just a second to share my screen. All right. So hi, everyone. My name is Oti. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Vimma, and we are building a business productivity suite for passion entrepreneurs. So excellent continuum from the previous presentation. And I'm happy to be here to talk a little bit about Vimma, but first let me talk about passion economy as an industry. So let me start by a question. Do you know what is the fastest growing category of small businesses established right now? If you're not sure about the answer, we have to talk about passion economy, because the right answer is digital content creator. Passion economy as a whole is a term that is loosely describing solopreneurs that are building a business around something that they're passionate about. I'm talking about people like Lauren Elizabeth with her ultra relatable cooking channel on YouTube, or Costa Punca, who is bringing beautiful fox close-ups on our smartphones on Instagram, or for example, Captain Peter Hornfield, who's teaching about flying or aviation on YouTube to millions of people, who, for example, cured my fear of flying by telling more about how airplanes work. But these stories are an indicative of a larger trend. Call it the creator stack or the enterpriseization of the consumer, more specifically, the passion economy or the creator economy. And the top category earnings in this industry are up to £20 million, and the industry is growing double-digit rates every single year, and it's employing more people than the manufacturing sector in the West. So we are talking about a very big trend. But let's take a look at the few meta trends that are actually driving this industry. So currently, we have 45% of working Americans having a side hustle. So that is almost half of the people that are building a business or having a gig, some out of necessity, but the vast majority out of the sheer interest of building something. And obviously the trends of gig economy and low code or no code platforms are driving this trend. But alongside the gig economy or no code, there has been another meta trend that is boiling for years, and this has been the fragmentation of media, and especially the user-generated media. The time that we currently spend consuming media produced by traditional production houses like TV has been plummeting compared to the user-generated content, so social media and other non-traditional formats. So if you combine this trend of people wanting to be less reliant on traditional employment, you see why the creator economy has exploded in the past few years. And all of this has huge implications for entrepreneurship and what we think as a job of the future is. But let's take a look at what it looks like in practice to build a passion business. The skill of monetizing your content is quite complex, and you have to figure out what is your product, how are you going to monetize it, what is the media that you're going to create around it, and how are you going to attract the audience, and how are you going to convert the audience. Here are some of the typical struggles and steps that a beginning passion entrepreneur has to take in order to build a business. Now, you see, this looks much more like building a startup, which we all here are very familiar with. That's risky. There's a lot of trial and error in the system. There's high gains and very few successes. And this is how the creator economy looks like right now. There are a few unicorns and very narrow middle class of creators. But does it really have to be this way? Does every single video creator or fashion blogger or yoga instructor, do they need to go through such hard journey to start monetizing their passion? Well, we at Vimma, we believe that it doesn't have to be so. We believe that, or actually we know that there is a structured and straightforward path to market for passion entrepreneurs, and we have data to back that up. And that's what we do. We are helping passion entrepreneurs to start and to build their business. So a little bit about our product. Vimma is a productivity toolset for passion entrepreneurs. It helps them to better manage their deal flow, their audience growth, and their content creation and content strategy. These are the three building blocks, the key business processes of these people. So we've built an app that solves the specific workflow problems for this specific group of people by analyzing their state of business, feeding them the exact right tasks to do every day, which can vary from hunting new sponsorship deals, managing existing pipeline, growing and engaging audience, and so forth. Now, the productivity app is designed on the work patterns and flows from 25,000 passion entrepreneurs who we have engaged with in our early products. So we have collected, analyzed, and optimized with those 25,000 people over 2 million tasks that have been completed in the app. Our current customers are bloggers, video creators, creators with a large Instagram audience. They come from very different backgrounds and very different niches, but all of them have a very common need, which is to build an audience and content and to monetize it. A few words about us as a team. We both co-founders have previous venture experience and exits under a belt. For me personally, this is the second business that I'm building in this industry, and my technical co-founder has been building world-class tech in large organizations like Microsoft and Skype. And yeah, I'm glad to share a little bit about the industry. I suppose I'm running out of time soon, so if there's anyone who is interested in the industry or curious to speak more about Vimma specifically, I would be happy to have a chat. Thanks.
Fantastic, Oti. And then thank you for sharing that fantastic presentation. Well done. Could you tell me more about how much you're raising at the moment then?
We are currently not raising, so I would be happy to have a chat with anyone who's interested in the industry. We will be raising at sometime soon-ish, but currently not in the process of raising.
It's always good to prepare, but you have
Yes.
raised before from
Yes.
VCs in London, which is amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for presenting. We have up next Anna from IIM Cube. Anna, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time today. Nice meeting you all. So just to find my screen. Okay, I hope you can see it. Excellent. So I'm building AIM Cube, and we're looking to be first AI-driven digital asset manager. My previous experience has been over 20 years in the financial industry. I was running a macro hedge fund for over 10 years and had senior positions at UBS and inside Bank of America. I was also on the board, non-executive director of the largest European asset management firm. Currently, I'm also sitting on 2 university boards, FinTech Imperial College London and Baptist University in Hong Kong. So AIM Cube, what are we looking to do? 80% of all world's financial assets are controlled by the financial industry. And that money is not being managed in a very efficient way. So we have a problem that occurred over the last few years. Market efficiency has increased. This simply means it's very difficult for your fund managers to outperform the markets. If you have pension fund money, where pension fund managers are investing across multiple funds, you will see that your performance is not going to be great when you compare yourself to any of the associated market benchmarks. Another issue that large asset managers have is that traditionally they have hired armies of analysts, and these analysts are rushing around, they're interviewing the companies all over the world, but the whole process is out of date. And in any case, these analysts never really delivered a great value. However, now that big data has emerged over the last few years, and finally asset management industry can take full advantage of machine learning, this is the time actually to add value. At the same time, Millennia Index is showing that most millennials would rather go to the dentist than speak to their bank manager. So we're fully supportive of this approach. And the idea is that you don't need to be able to build the engine of your car. In a parallel, you don't have to be a quant or a trader or a programmer to manage your own money. So these are the steps we are taking. So just to take you quickly, without going into too much detail, in the 60s, industry completely lost faith in performance and accepted the efficient market hypothesis. Then superior ways of managing money emerged in the 80s, derivatives, traders, proprietary traders. So they realized there is a way to make money. Hedge funds emerged in 1990s, and they were like pirates of the investment world. They were the first ones to deploy some of the investment strategies that large institutions were not able to deploy. And of course, they made money. However, large institutions adopted. They have adopted the strategies, and hedge funds pretty much were made redundant. Asset managers are looking to apply artificial intelligence and machine learning, but they're constrained with their processes, lack of communication between different teams, and also, as we have seen, millennials and younger generations do not want to have the middleman in the entire asset management process. So we are covering now superior data access through our sources, and also we have a superior way of analyzing the information through our team of dedicated machine learning experts. We have built our MVP, and we have brought it to the market. We have over 5,000 committed users. We have 7 universities looking to distribute our product. And now we're looking really to build the system, the software that can support much higher demand for the product. To tell you how the industry works, there is a summary. Current system has something like 70.2 trillion invested with way too many asset managers. Just to put you in perspective, there are roughly 40,000 investable assets, and these are analyzed by millions of analysts all over the world. So it's probably the most over-analyzed market in the world. And this is, of course, increasing the fees and reducing investment performance hugely. New disruption, new way to do it is we actually deploy big data and machine learning overlay while actually appreciating the way money is being managed. So we are not a complete substitution. We are improving industry that is growing to be of the size of 140 trillion over the next few years. Benefits, benefits are huge. On every 1 trillion of the industry, that 146 trillion is going soon to be. 20 gatekeepers control $58 trillion. Just cutting this money in terms of fees is obvious saving for anyone who is investing money in their own pension fund. So we are here to actually radically transform the asset management industry. We already opened the doors through education, educating hundreds of thousands of people all over the world, and actually empowering them to manage their own money is something we're looking to do. However, we are also connected to the platforms. So we are connected to one of the largest institutional platforms. They currently service $1.5 trillion of institutional money. And they're waiting actually to see integration of our product and our AI-driven investment strategies into whatever already exists within the asset management world. So we are well connected within the asset management industry. And we have a great team of supporters from the industry. Many of them are very well established, some of the best known names in the industry who really are motivated to support this transition and to be part of the legacy that is changing this hugely expensive, overpriced, and inefficient industry that is overdue for disruption. So we have excellent access to best brains all over the world, Europe, North America, Asia, and through our university links and education we are offering, we are actually bringing back some of the brains back to the business. Not only they're users of the product, but also they can contribute with further refining of the investment strategies. Our users can quickly move from building a strategy to execution. It will be 6 seconds to execution. And just to remind you, if you're looking to sell one of your mutual funds, usually whoever you speak to at the company side will tell you that settlement date is in 2 or 3 days, which means you're probably always too late to exit and also to buy, the last one to buy the opportunity. So we believe that the product we have, the support we have, and the network that we have created over the last years is going to help us create a great success out of this product of AIM-Cube. We are currently, because we already tested the market and now we are waiting really for a more powerful software to deliver and service a large number of traders and investors. And I just want to mention that hundreds of thousands of our customers are actually dream consumers of the future, because this will be the dream data scientists and professionals actually for all companies to target in the future. So we are creating a powerful network all over the world of people who will be empowered to invest their own money. And that is me. This is just a list of a few supporters that we have. We have 10 highly senior and well-experienced industry professionals, well-known from asset management world and also well-known in the academic world. So together we'll make this product a success, and we really want to save money to those ones who are looking to trade and enhance their returns. And especially we're looking to disrupt pension fund industry, because fund of funds are simply built in a way that is impossible to even cover the fees of several layers of participants, from external fund manager to a pension fund advisor to investment consultant. We already have 3 layers of fees before actually the client gets paid. So in the whole process, the way portfolio construction works is they cannot deliver long-term success when it comes to outperformance of the benchmark they're looking to build. And we have considered the different ways of capital injection in the next couple of years, probably through SPAC or NASDAQ, through our advisors. So thank you so much, and I'm very happy to share more information to interested parties.
Thank you very much, Anna, for this fantastic pitch. You didn't need a deck. Some of the investors say the best deals are without the deck, so that's really good. But we're going to share your deck definitely with our investors. Do you want to lastly just say how much you're raising at the moment?
We are raising 2 million for 10% of the company.
Amazing. So there you go. Thank you so much, Anna.
We already have the retained long-term client base on 3 continents. So we are just looking to expand and accelerate. Thank you so much.
Best of luck with that. Okay, up next we have Tanya from MyWorkMode. Welcome, Tanya. The stage is yours.
Hi, Peter. Thank you. I'll try to share my deck.
Amazing.
Okay. Can you see?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm here to present MyWorkMode. We are a new approach to booking care shift on demand without paying high agencies fees. Let's look at the UK care market, valued at 102 billion currently. Now, the market itself has a problem, has been hurting for a long time, even before COVID started. And why? We have two-sided problems. We have the carers on one side, they're underpaid and overworked, and too often stretched to cover for absent staff. Clients on the other side are understaffed and struggling with budgets. They have no instant access to on-demand carers. Current solution, as we can see on the screen, I'm not going to go too much into it. There are competitors there as well. Are either expensive for the client, unreliable for instant shift cover, one-sided, or lack support for the carers. Now, our solution is mapping care workers' live availability to work and connecting them instantly to clients in their local area. So we have no middle person, full stop. Now, our competitive advantages is that we are the only online platform that targets both care providers, companies, and individual clients at home. Other advantages is price, savings of up to 30% for clients and up to 50% for charities and non-for-profit organization. Speed, it's real-life availability of the carer workers' availability to work, fast response, local work, so minimum travel time, as well as informed choice, giving full control to the carers and clients. All their profiles are visible for ratings, suitability. And obviously, because of recent situation, their COVID status is listed on the profiles, and so is their specialist skills. Now, I mentioned that the carers on our platform get paid 100%. We don't take any commission. They set up their own hourly rate. So how do we actually make money? We charge a flat fee on the client's end for every booking that is made through our platform. And obviously, every company has a great team. We have one as well. That's me there as a founder and CEO. I have 21 years experience in the care sector. I was a care manager myself, and I know how it is when you are let down by a care worker and you don't have enough staff to cover the work. We have Stanislava Novoselac, who is a co-founder and a product design manager. We have we have May Moses, who is a marketing manager. And of course, we have Boban, who is our CEO. They all have a long year of experience and expertise in the area that they cover and work in the company. Obviously, we have the wonderful advisory board as well, and with their help, they guide us and support us in our journey. James Anderton and Petar Savic, and they are all multi-company owners, and their expertise is very welcomed. Now, where we are, we have a proprietary platform up and running. We are recruiting carers in the wider London area, parts of Essex, Hertfordshire and North Yorkshire. We currently have 200 plus carers registered on our platform. We only talk with a variety of care providers for trial packages. Currently, we have 4 care providers registered on the platform, and some of them are actually multinational companies. And our next step is we are hiring a sales executive. Now, if we look ahead where we're going, we have customer acquisition. That's our first stage, campaigns to target clients and new carers recruits. Nurses are going to join the platform as a new vertical, and inclusion of a learning, bespoke knowledge and training hub on the platform. The second stage, obviously, is crossing the borders into Canada and Australia, America and Europe, and obviously into different sectors like the education, hospitality, etc. Now, what are we looking for? Raising pre-seed round of 150K for 10% of equity, and obviously quite happy to share data room and as well insight of how the platform works, because we don't have time here, and how we're using the proceeds for further software development, marketing and team acquisition. Obviously, that's our contact detail, but as Peter said, you can contact us through us. We are hoping that you will join us on to prove our mission that care can work indeed.
Thank you so much, Tanya, for this very sharp pitch, right on spot, 5 minutes sharp. So there you go, investors. It's a fantastic opportunity. You have the contact details, and we will follow on with this lovely decks. Thank you so much, Tanya. Up next, we have Margaret from Onoco. Margaret, welcome.
Hi, Peter. Just a second, I'll share my screen.
Amazing. The stage is yours.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Margaret, and I am a founder of Onoco, an app supporting parents in the first 5 years of their child's life. And those 5 years are very important because that's when 90% of brain development happens. However, being a parent isn't easy. During first few months, we are sleep deprived. Parents do not know if the baby is eating or sleeping well enough, if it's hungry or just tired. The routine changes constantly, first every couple of weeks, then every couple of months. Mothers are under constant pressure. Partners, more and more partners want to help, but they often don't know how. And on the other hand, mothers sometimes refuse that help because they're not sure whether the routine that they established is going to be followed. More moms want to go back to work, but they feel stressed about their child's health and development. And parenting advice is often conflicting, not backed by science. Onoco is an app for modern parents who want to make sure that their baby is healthy and their development is on track. They want to have access to the latest evidence-based advice. We are merging 3 baby app categories in one. It's a unique solution. Those baby categories are baby trackers, family organizers, and baby development plans. In Onoco, moms can invite their partner, family members, or a nanny if they have one, and monitor their child's development using EYFS framework, so a framework used by all nurseries and childminders here in the UK, and check 460 different developmental milestones, learn their child's natural rhythm, exchange pictures and comments, and track things like sleep, feedings, potty training, and more. The market size in 2021 can be estimated to be worth $1.6 billion, and here we'll be targeting just the US, UK, and Australia. The opportunity is actually much greater because the app can be easily localized to other languages. It's a natural next step in the industry's evolution. Some baby trackers have already been downloaded more than 40 million times. New generation of parents is used to tracking what they eat, how hydrated they are, And I don't know any parent who wouldn't at least download at least one baby app when expecting. I have 8 years of development and 8 years of experience in building very complex digital products for brands like Better and XTB. Ida is a marketing expert. She used to be a head of paid acquisition at Starling Bank. And Damien has been running his own software house for the past several years. We launched our MVP in October, and the traction so far has been amazing. We helped over 20,000 parents so far, and we nearly doubled the number of daily active users since the beginning of the year. As you can see, most of our users are in the UK, US, and Australia, and those users have left us very good feedback. This is a screenshot from Google Play Store. Emma has called us an absolute game changer for those with private childcare and family members looking after their children. Nicola is saying that she'll be definitely recommending the app to all parents. Here's a screenshot from App Store. What parents say that this is exactly what they were looking for. And this is a must-have app if you have a little child. We are implementing 3 revenue streams. In the upcoming months, we'll be rolling out a premium version of Onoco. We will also looking to introduce hyper-personalized advertising early next year, and work very closely with sleep consultants, pediatricians, childcare specialists, and speech therapy specialists. And that would allow us to hit the milestones of 20,000 monthly recurring revenue in February next year. And we're raising £350,000 to execute this plan. And our vision is to realize the child's full potential thanks to collaboration between caregivers and evidence-based advice regarding health and development. And we're looking to partner with investors who share this vision with us. Thank you.
Margaret, amazing traction, great pitch. I hope that you'll get loads of investors from our community to support you, and especially those who are parents, I believe.
Me too. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Okay, so up next we have Liz, who is going to present us Relevant, one of the Imperial College London's keynotes. Hello, Liz.
Hi, Peter. Thank you very much. And thank you so much for helping with the slide deck tonight because of our technical difficulty. I very much appreciate that. As Peter is setting that up, I need you to imagine that you're in a hospital, let's say in India. Let's say the COVID situation has now diminished. You're in a space that there is very low capacity and availability of good technology to keep you alive. You can't breathe and there's no ventilation. I think the lack of technology specifically to support these countries has been very, very obviously driven into us because of the horrendous situation we've seen with COVID around the world. We've got a solution for that, but we also have a solution for a much bigger problem that affects respiratory disease management around the world. And hopefully we can close the disparity between the markets we're aiming for and the markets that we're familiar with and we live in, the UK, US, where this is less of a problem. So the company is Phaedrus World Medical Limited and a spin out from Imperial College. Some of the brightest brains have contributed to this technology. And it is actually already an award winner from the Association of Anaesthetists and also from the STEM for Britain 2021 awards that present awards for groundbreaking and frontier UK research and R&D. And hopefully I can enthuse you to this technology and to establish in your minds why this is a great idea. Next slide, please, Peter. So there are ventilators and there are some that say they're ventilators that aren't ventilators. So face mask wearing breathing support mechanisms are not ventilators. You may have heard CPAP mentioned on the news. This is not a CPAP machine. It's not a BiPAP machine. It's not a bellows machine. It's not a bags machine. This is a proper ICU high quality ventilator that enables people to stay alive for a protracted amount of time and then therefore be able to recover in a timely fashion after the relevant drug therapy and other supportive mechanisms for recovery. The design is completely different to anything else that's been built in this space. And it's very robust, very safe and reliable. It's intuitive to use. It is not complicated at all. It shouldn't be for the markets that we're going for. It has strong IP supporting the way that it works. And it's made from widely available off-the-shelf parts, which are very easy to maintain, very low to manufacture, which is really key to the disruption that we're going to cause in those markets because it's very affordable. Okay, and it'll come in 2 iterations, one finished good piece and also a modular kit to enter countries that would be enabled to bypass some pretty horrendous tariffs because they can then put those bits together and manufacture it in their own country. And we're raising 3 million, and that would get us to design freeze and ready to go to manufacture through the necessary regulatory clearances. What I would say at the moment is that we absolutely know this works. This is a very low risk, very, very low risk opportunity due to its simplicity, the brains behind it, and the fact that we've done all of the relevant testing to accommodate all of the regulation that's required to get this ventilator to market. Next slide, please. So, of course, the most important thing for me as CEO is to have a great team. And our initial team is based around people with huge experience, huge intellectual capacity, and huge technical capability. Steve Atkinson, I've worked with for many years. He has done multiple startups and exits, worked for some of the big multinationals, as I have, and is a very visionary, supportive chair. Supported by Professor Moore from Imperial, who runs the master's course in medical device entrepreneurship, multiple books behind him, and also 8 successful startup companies in the last 6 years. The design and development of the team, Joseph, Michael, and Jakob. Jakob is a working anaesthetist at the Royal Marsden, and Joseph works alongside Michael, and they have put the whole thing together and developed the IP around it. And myself, I've been commercializing medical devices for quite some time, multiple £1 million worth of growth. It's the only way that I understand how to do things, but also encourage, excuse me, the teams around us to really work hard, have fun, and really be passionate about what they're trying to do. Next slide, please. So the markets we're aiming for is the ventilator market, which has got a 10% compound annual growth rate to reach 5.2 billion by 2026. But also the same design, the same technology will enable us to enter the more the high income market environments with ambulatory and emergency response, ventilation, including also the military space. And that again is growing at 9.3%. With the greatest growth expected in the advanced life support. To reiterate again, we are going for COVID, but we're really going for TB, pneumonia, flu, malaria, and trauma. With an extension of an 880,000 shortfall in ventilators, even now. And the reason that that's the case is that the NE and the LMIC countries can't afford to buy what's available to the level of expertise that we can make a fully functional, high quality ICU mechanical ventilator. Next slide, please. Just to give you the driver, here we have some numbers for the Commonwealth countries, South America and East Asia, which constitute a lot of our target markets. And as you can see, the diseases that aren't COVID have double the impact. More people die through TB, flu, pneumonia, a lot more people die, okay? And in India, for example, which is fresh in everybody's minds, 1.3 million people die per year because of those respiratory diseases. And currently they're sitting in a horrendous, plus 200,000, 300,000 now. Next slide, please. So why are we different? A ventilator available at the moment is complex. It's expensive. It sells for anything between $20,000 and $70,000, and we can get ours to market for less than 10,000. It makes it affordable. When you need thousands, you need to be able to afford to pay for it. It's very simple to make. It's very simple to operate, and it's very simple to repair. It's sustainable. And also, there is no use of special proprietary parts. We've managed to do something with the IP that nobody else has managed to do previously. And the larger organizations will be, I think, probably very jealous, but also be very interested in understanding how we can do what we do. Next slide, please. Our sales will start probably in about 6 months after we actually get our funds raised. And we anticipate, without any further raises, because of the profitability of what we're doing, that we should get into positive EBITDA by year 2. And we see quite a significant raise in sales. And in year 3, we will go into the high income markets with our ambulatory, military, and ambulance response ventilation. Next slide, please. So what's our exit strategy? Well, we can certainly go for an IPO, but think of it from the big multinationals who are currently supplying ventilation. Their markets are saturated. They have sold a lot over the past year, but they haven't been able to sell into the smaller markets that have been supplied by ventilators that aren't ventilators, if you think back to what I previously said. So their growth comes from our ownership of those markets with a price point and clever technical IP that would enable them then to grow their business further. Next slide, please. So why is it attractive? Well, we hope that not only can we have a short-term COVID solution, but we will have a long-term solution for countries that right now have a huge disparity between the care that we can get and the care that they can get. It's it's a double strategy really, because we can go into the other markets with our military, ambulatory, and emergency response product. And also, it is an award-winning device. The strong IP enables us to do things that nobody else can do. And also, we can get that care to the people who really need it. And honestly, this is our driver. We want the world to breathe. It's something we talk about every day. It underpins our decision-making, and we go about it in the right way. It's a sustainable option, and it also delivers disruptive market pricing. And this will be really encouraging for any political large group organization that will be buying these ventilators. We have a race for the design freeze to go through the regulatory and approval process. And we already have customers waiting. We already have distributors identified. And the opportunity at the end for a great exit, and we have examples of exits of similar size, should be, I hope, a compelling persuasive argument for people to at least have another conversation with us. So I would like to thank you all for your attention. This is my telephone number, this is my email address, and I know that Peter will be able to hand that over to you as well. So thank you very much indeed for all of your attention.
Thank you very much, Liz. This was a fantastic presentation. I like the slogan, which is "Let the world breathe." It's just amazing invention coming from one of my favorite universities. So thank you so much, Liz.
You're more than welcome. Thank you very, very much, everybody.
Up next, we have GlycanAge. Nicolina should be joining us now. Hello, Nicolina.
Hello. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
The stage is yours.
Thank you for having me. So I am an entrepreneur by background. It's all I've ever done since a very young age. I scaled a number of businesses up to multi-million in revenue, the last one valued at 20 million without any outside investor backing. My second challenge or problem I'm solving is healthy aging, particularly menopause. But GlycanAge was a spin out of the research lab, built on a data set of over 150,000 people, some which were followed for 30 years, and 50 million in non-dilutive grant funding. We started by measuring biological age by looking at the immune system, and this is our first year on the market. And we scaled to 450K in turnover, over 2,000 customers, and we have a great pipeline ahead of us. Although we also discovered a new application of our technology, and that is the A2 diagnostics for perimenopause and menopause. And we see that this rate of biological aging is more than double in the transition from peri to menopause. And these are actually traumatic experiences and really big diagnostic problems. So it takes an average of 6 to 7 years for you to be correctly diagnosed if you enter perimenopause early. It can take up to 9 GP appointments. 20% of women quit their jobs due to severity of symptoms, and 66% are misprescribed antidepressants for their menopause symptoms, which is why we created MenoAge. And you currently don't have any accurate molecular diagnostics for menopause. The FSH test was invented in the 1940s, and there's been no innovation since then. And this alone is 9.5 billion market because of a lack of alternatives, although the women are suffering. And even because there's a large taboo about it, 70% of women learned about it through their own experience. And if you have access to the best doctors in the world, like Oprah and the director of Vogue, you still risk being misdiagnosed in perimenopause and menopause. So MenoAge is a simple blood test you can do at home. It has stability in the post up to 2 weeks. Its purpose is to detect perimenopause and menopause. It's responsive to therapy, where we have a placebo-controlled trial, and it also associates with long-term risks like cardiovascular disease and diabetes. So you can also measure the long-term positive impact on health from therapy. We believe that MenoAge will do for menopause what HbA1c did for diabetes. So the biggest problem with diagnostics in perimenopause and menopause is that hormones fluctuate. And we had the same problem before when we were looking just at glucose for diabetes and pre-diabetes diagnostics. And what we're looking at with IgG glycosylation gives us this longitudinal measure of estrogen, which, as an analogy, we say is the HbA1c for perimenopause and menopause, which is more stable and reliable for accurate diagnostics. This is a huge market. It's half of the population. There'll be 1.2 billion women experiencing menopause by 2025. And as a validation of the market, just if you do a simple Google keyword search, you'll find hundreds of thousands of women experiencing this problem and looking for a solution. And to put this into perspective, looking at our growth over the last year, biological age is a developing novel market. And if you look at Google keyword search, you'll see that biological age is typed into Google 150 times a month. And if we manage to grow 500% in this niche up-and-coming market with no investor backing over the last year, we can certainly 1,000 exit in the menopause market, which is an existing large market looking for a solution. And this is reflected in our financial projections. We've been endorsed by leading specialists like Louise Newson, who also runs the largest menopause clinic in the world. She's on the TV show they had a few weeks ago. They had more than 1 million views, and she gave us a great statement, which we validated across the NHS and other clinicians, that having a biological test, which is really completely objective, would be transformative for menopause care. When we uncovered this new application, we patented it. We already have 2 patents for GlycanAge, which are approved. For the MenoAge test, we submitted 2 patents, one together with King's College, built on 2,000 twins in their transition from perimenopause to menopause, another one following 70 women with weekly estrogen measurement. Our business model is to productize this innovation, starting with the kits and the testing, but then also adding on telemedicine and in the future, digital therapeutics. Our go-to market, we are starting with clinics, but the long-term market we're going for is consumer. We'll start by building a waiting list and educational materials along with a safe space to discuss taboo topics. which will then launch as we have our regulatory approval and we're ready to market to consumers. We don't have any direct competitors. As I mentioned, there hasn't been innovation in the space since the 1940s in terms of molecular diagnostics. There's a lot of technology solutions out there. There's a lot of alternatives coming out, but none of them compete with us directly. And for a lot of them, we even look at them as potential distribution channels. We're a team of entrepreneurs, scientists, regulatory experts, market access experts, R&D, and marketing. And we have the team and skill to take this to market. And we have a large product line based on our previous R&D. So it's not the only product we have in the pipeline as well. And we're not currently actively fundraising because we just received some grant funding to go further on a regulatory route, but we will be fundraising from September. So if you want to have an early conversation, you can get in touch now.
Thank you very much, Nicolina. Brilliant as always. And I think I would encourage all the investors to get in touch with this fantastic opportunity because Nicolina is just an amazing founder, as all of the ladies tonight. Thank you so very much, Nicolina.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, up next we have, last but not least, Simonetta from NetToken. Hello.
Hello. I apologize in advance if I have a terrible bandwidth, but hopefully we get there. Can you just confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, we can. The stage is yours, Simonetta.
Okay, great. So hello, everyone. I'm Simonetta, and with my co-founder, Charlotte, we built NetToken with the mission to make personal cybersecurity less intimidating for the whole household. In fact, every day we sign up to more and more accounts with an average of 150 active online accounts, and we all feel the daily pain of managing too many passwords. But since COVID-19, the number of accounts we signed up to simply doubled, exposing us even further to login frustrations and cybercrime. Unfortunately, the problem has gone way beyond our own password mismanagement, with 1.5 billion children worldwide now online because of lockdowns and 100% more web and app visits in the UK. There is greater exposure to harm online, from predators to inappropriate content and cyberbullying. This is a nightmare for parents who would like to keep their children safe, but just don't know where to start in the digital world. Currently, there is no password manager appropriately designed for parents and their children, setting them up for a future of mismanagement and cybersecurity risk. And what is shocking is that this problem is so obvious, but no one is solving it until now. NetToken is the passwordless password manager, creating a simplified digital life for the whole household to be safe and productive online. To log in to your computer, there is no password to remember or to forget, and your phone app is the key in your pocket to give secure access to any device. NetToken helps you find and organize all the accounts you ever signed up to in a unique visual dashboard to really put you in control. And we've got 5 different methods of adding your scattered accounts and consolidate them in a single dashboard in seconds. No matter where you are, you can log in from any device to access all your accounts seamlessly, and the browser extension can then autofill your username and passwords for you on any browser. And when it comes to sharing passwords, which we know that almost half of the internet users admit doing out of convenience, you can share and revoke access to your accounts in a flash, but providing a secure and transparent environment to share and keep track without ever putting your credentials at risk through chats or writing them down on a post-it or on unencrypted spreadsheets. And finally, if you are a parent, through the same dashboard, you will be able to navigate safely the little ones in the house with the first password manager suitable for children with a shared parental view. To date, we've raised a total of £300,000 as well as £60,000 in grant support from the National Cybersecurity Centre and Wire Telefonica. And we recently released a paid subscription on the App Store and aim to reach 30,000 paying users by the end of the year. We have a freemium model with a 1 month free trial, and we will soon introduce team and family plans. And to reach scale, we're exploring key partnerships with big providers such as telcos. We've been doing a pilot with Telefonica, exploring how NetToken could fit their data bundles. And collaborating with a provider of this size could open up a market potential of 350 million users worldwide. Charlotte and I have been working together for more than 6 years now and share a strong background in user-centric design. In fact, we've met during a double master's in innovation design engineering at Imperial College and the Royal College of Art. And whilst challenging the cybersecurity industry from a usability and design angle, together we were also granted a patent on a contactless authentication method. With us, we're still a small team, but we have a full-time team of amazing developers, Ben and Puvi, who have previous experience in big companies. And our next key hires include a marketing manager and a UI UX designer to drive adoption and enhance further the product experience as we scale our user base. We received the support of great institutions. For example, we were the very first consumers product in cybersecurity to win a place in the NCSC Cyber Accelerator, which is part of GCHQ. We're also getting great coverage in the press, really resonating our message about how important it is to be in control of our ever-expanding digital footprint and that of our household. In fact, there are 13 million children online in the UK alone, and 81% of parents create their children's accounts. Therefore, pairing them translates to a total addressable market of 26 million users only in the UK. And the UK has recognized the urgent need to protect children's data and privacy online by introducing the age-appropriate design code, which is coming into full force this September, where online services will need to comply with higher privacy requirements for children and require adult consent to use the service. This, for NetToken, this regulatory update is an important opportunity and call to action which supports our mission of providing a tool that can really be the gateway to better cybersecurity for the whole household. We need only £250,000 to build this version that can unlock such market potential and make a difference for the digital future of children and help their parents best guide them in this digital journey. Thank you very much, and please reach out if you'd like to learn more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simonetta. That was an amazing presentation, really from all of you. So best of luck with fundraising that. Okay, so well, what to say but thanks to all the brilliant female entrepreneurs presenting today at our investor pitch of the day. As promised, I will be sending out all the details to investor attendees, so please do get in touch with these fantastic ladies and support them in their journeys. As you can see, they're doing something fantastic, and they're really, really exceptional founders. Also, make sure to check out our next upcoming event at supremefactory.net. And do remember, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Take care, everyone.